Hi everyone, this is Tara Keffer of The Business of Balance, the place where women and especially moms come to find more balanced, joyful, and fulfilled lives through life and career coaching, yoga, and essential oils. So I am coming to you today from my car because my family is in transition right now. We've moved out of our house in Northern Virginia and we're making our way to our new house in Pensacola, Florida. But we're going by way of Dover, Ohio, where my in-laws live. So right now we're in Ohio for about 2.5 weeks waiting for our stuff to get delivered in Pensacola. So I'm actually really enjoying this time of transition and after having a baby and now a big move, it's a lot of change, but it really helps you realize a lot of things. Like, for example, I've realized that we have way more stuff. We own a lot more stuff than we really need once you see it all boxed up, and just the volume of stuff we have, and then how much is just like a very, very small fraction of it that we need to actually live over the next couple weeks until all our stuff arrives in Pensacola. It's like it's just way more than we actually need, and I can't wait till once we get down there, just kind of as we're unpacking, go through and purge a lot of it, and that will just feel so good. And I think, just in kind of simplifying and not having stuff and not having really a house right now that's our own, it just makes you realize, I guess, the things that are actually important. And I've just gotten a lot of perspective from the change, and it's amazing that when you simplify too, I feel like it's easier to be creative, and I've had a lot more ideas about my business and some new things I want to do when I get to Pensacola, and things I want to do differently, and I'm just really excited to get started, and I can't wait to share kind of the different ideas I've had and just some of the perspective I've gained through all of this so far with you when I get down to Pensacola through these videos. And I will be posting regularly on my social media page, on my Facebook page, and I plan to start a new blog about living in the South when I get down there, because it's a completely new experience for me since I'm from New England. But I'm just really excited about a new adventure. But anyways, today I wanted to share just a couple quick ideas with you, because since I've been here in Ohio, I found this great little yoga studio in Dover called Be Yoga, and I've gone the last couple days, and I bought a 10-class pass to keep going for the couple weeks that I'm here on a regular basis. But the class that I did last night yesterday afternoon was restorative, and today was a gentle yoga class. So it's a lot slower than the power vinyasas I'm used to taking and teaching, and even when I teach bar, I definitely teach it on the more challenging end of the spectrum. So it's a good reminder that it's good to slow down at times and go back to basics. And I've been reflecting too in all this about the different parts of my business, the yoga and the coaching and the oils, and how just brainstorming new ways that I could integrate them more together, which is something that I really want to do more of once I get to Pensacola. And so that got me thinking about how yoga and meditation, I believe, are just so helpful to anybody going through coaching, whether it's life coaching or career coaching, and they really can benefit each other. And yoga especially can offer just a lot of insight to somebody going through coaching, because coaching offers a lot of self-exploration, and yoga and meditation can really help you learn a lot more about yourself, physically and mentally. So I just wanted to share a couple ways that I believe yoga can help somebody off the mat as well as, just during the yoga practice itself. So first of all, in yoga, we tend to always, as yoga teachers, give options, and there's always the choice basically to take a yoga pose to a more intense level or to modify and take it at a not as intense level. And over time, an experienced yoga practitioner, a yogi, will learn to listen to their body and to use their body as a guide to know if they should go to the more intense or back off. And we always say in yoga that, just because you did the more intense pose yesterday doesn't mean you should do it today. And you should listen to how your body feels in the moment. And so over time, by practicing yoga, a couple things. You learn to really, truly listen to your body and follow what your body needs in any given moment. And that is a great lesson to take with you off the mat and into your life. And you also learn that just because the person next to you is doing the more intense pose doesn't mean that version of the pose is right for you. And so you really learn to be true to yourself and not to compare and do what those around you are doing, which, especially as moms, is a really great reminder to do what feels right to you and, your family, and not just do what your neighbor is doing. So yoga is a great way to practice, not comparing. And yoga also teaches you how to kind of listen to that inner voice, and by becoming quiet and tuning into your breath, you learn just to listen more you can't really know what you really want as a person without taking time to just get quiet and reflect. And so that is a phenomenal practice to take from yoga and, again, apply to your life off the mat. And it's also, a good reminder too that, just because you can do something, just because you did that challenging pose yesterday doesn't mean you should do it today. So it's a good reminder in life as well that just because you can do something, because you're capable or you might have the time to squeeze it in, doesn't mean you should. And so if you get asked to do that extra assignment at work or volunteer for that extra activity at your kid's school, just because maybe you can do it doesn't mean you should. And maybe you should, but it's a matter of listening to yourself and that inner voice and knowing, okay, is this something I really want to take on or not? And again, be true to yourself and make decisions from that, inner space and inner wisdom. And just being comfortable sometimes saying no, I don't want to do that extra thing, and be confident and be happy in that. And if you could do that on the mat and practice on the mat, you'll be able to say no and do the things that matter more off the mat as well, because, we all have a finite amount of time and a finite amount of energy, and it's really important to pick and choose what you spend that time and energy on, and make sure that it's the things that really matter to you. And the last thing I'll share, and it's my favorite lesson from the yoga mat, is so even in a power vinyasa class where it's very intense, if you're doing a pose like Warrior 2, that's a very yang pose, like a very active pose, you still learn over time practicing yoga to really soften into the pose. And you learn to relax and let go, and only work what absolutely has to work, and let the rest relax. So in Warrior 2, you're working your legs for sure, and your arms are strong, but you're still softening into a challenging pose by softening the eyes, softening the jaw, even the legs and the arms and the core that are kind of intense and working, you can soften without losing the structure of the pose. And I always say in my yoga classes that you'll be surprised when you soften into the pose and stop trying so hard, you are actually able to go further. And I think that is the most amazing lesson from yoga that you could take into your life, is that when you soften and relax and stop trying so hard, usually you're actually able to go further. And not only are you able to go further, you're able to move forward with more joy and more ease. And so what I really wanted to get across in this video and challenge everyone this weekend is to see where you can soften in your life and let go, and see how that could potentially take you farther and take you, to a place of more joy and ease. So it's a holiday weekend, so it might be even easier this weekend than on a regular weekend to look for opportunities to really soften. And I challenge you to spend a few minutes to see what that means for you and how you could best incorporate that into your life, whether it's letting go maybe of a grudge that you have with somebody and forgiving them and softening in that way, or if it's taking the time away from your to-do lists and spending some extra time outside, or with family, or calling a friend to meet for coffee, just something kind of out of the norm, or just the regular routine. Or maybe it's getting stuff done on your to-do list, but with less intensity, and when you feel that tension or that intensity creeping back in, notice it and try to let it go and start from a place of softness again. Just like in a yoga class, when you notice the tension creeping back in, you let it go, and you keep practicing noticing the tension and letting it go, and over time you go longer and longer increments without the tension arising again. So I would love if you take on this challenge to think of ways where you can soften into your life this weekend. If you comment below this video and let me know how you plan to do that, how it goes. If you know anybody in your life that you think could use a little softening in their life this weekend, please feel free to forward this video to them. And as always, if you have any questions about this video or my coaching or my business, feel free to email me directly at tara@thebusinessofbalance.com. And I hope everybody enjoys a fabulous holiday weekend, and I will be back soon. Take care.